Hello, it's Jamming Jack 99 and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm doing a speed build of a beaver habitat. So this is in my new zoo, Maple Creek Zoo, and I'm going to try to do a lot more videos on this zoo and try out some different formats too. So I'm doing the beaver's habitat right now in the North American section of the zoo. It's going to be my little bit of everything zoo. I have a little bit of North America, a little bit of South America, and all of the other continents. Just to have everything. So I'm starting off by just doing some rock work and making that pit where the pond will go eventually. And I found that it's a lot harder to do temperate rock work than jungle rock work, because temperate, it's just harder to make it look natural because you don't really see these type of rock formations as often. They do still exist, but just not as often, and they're harder to get looking right in Planet Zoo. When in jungle, you can just kind of slap down anything because it's going to get covered in plants anyways. But, plants here are a bit more sparse. But I think I did a pretty good job. See, I had to place down a water treatment, looking for spots to place it, ended up putting it inside of my little entrance building. Okay, and just making the water look clean. Then I do some barriers, and obviously if that doesn't work, have to do the pond again, and I'll have to do this one more time later, but for right now I think I'm fine. And yeah, just fixing barriers there, and back to I'm doing a little bit of terrain, it looks like, and it's back to rock work, finishing off the outside. And here, so I wanted to make, at first I was thinking about doing a beaver lodge, but it turned into something else. I don't really know what it turned into. I didn't go into this with a plan. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I just started building and hoped it would come out nice, which it did come out pretty nice. But yeah, I kind of got a little bit lucky with that because I did not have a plan, and you can tell in the way I'm building this. But yeah, I don't really know what this is supposed to be, but just kind of built into the rock face. Doesn't look too bad. Putting down the door there, trying to position that, getting some fence in, or making that log fence, and then just filling that in with rock and more rock. There's a lot of rock work in this episode. It's hard to narrate over rock work because it's kind of boring, and I get that, but I think there's two big challenges with this habitat. Number one, I'm building really close to the border, so I'm very limited in space. And number two, I'm very low on money. If you look right now, I only have about $700, and that just dwindles because this is the start of a zoo, and I'm like used to having so much money in my other zoo, and now I'm like actually have to worry about finances and if I'm making money or not. I think I have a pretty good setup to be making money. I got a lot of shops and exhibit animals. This is the first habitat animal in my zoo, and if you want to see the exhibit animals, I did post a short of the entrance. I have not shown off the North America entrance yet, but you can just kind of see that it's got a bullfrog in it. So here I decided to do a bit of a backstage area, and outline it with logs, which I think looks cool because I feel like that's something that they do in real zoos. Like, they have a facade on the outside. Well, it's actually just a concrete building to save on money because, when you see the backstage, it's always just concrete. So I struggled with this door for a while because I really want to get a door in there, and I'm just not sure how. Eventually I get it, like, okay, it's not the best, but it works. Then hiding that staff path there with just the new knoll path, putting down some aquatic rocks so it looks like there's some stones in the path, which I think looks really nice. And then I'm building kind of a roof for it, and this is where I run out of money, so gotta wait for make some money. I take out a loan here. Probably not my best decision. I could have just waited, but I know I'll make that money back because I immediately put in the beavers. And then I have to actually edit their habitat. They don't have enough swimming space, so I make some deeper water, and that immediately gives them enough swimming space. There's probably just a tiny bit off. And then I try to give them more space. You can see I'm really limited, so I decided to make them their, like, a little backstage area through that little crevice there. There's me doing the barriers for that, and surrounding that with concrete. So the staff can like get to the beavers and feed them through there, and they just have a backstage area, another place to sleep besides that little den there. And I don't see them using this that much, but it's a nice place to put the feeders, and I think it looks pretty nice from inside of that staff area, so it's pretty cool. There's me doing the roof of the staff area. I like doing logs with glass on top. I think it looks pretty nice. Then filling that in with rocks, just filling up the gaps there. And then doing some log trims on the outside. I really like these log trims. I did them on the building in the background that you can see too, and I think they look really nice. So those logs, I don't know if those were base game or not. I don't remember them being in base game. They might have been though, and I just think they are so useful. And I just have not known they existed, and now I've used them quite a bit since I did find them. So now we're doing one of my favorite parts of designing habitats, just putting down plants, foliage everywhere. I like all the moss on the rocks, all the reeds, grasses, pine trees. I think I really like the foliage of this habitat. So I try to get a feeder in, and I just can't. The underwater feeders are so finicky, so I ended up just putting the arboreal feeder inside of that little backstage area. And then there's me trying to just get it to be accessible. And then putting down some leaf bedding in both of the indoor areas. And then all the different enrichments that the beavers could want. And then that makes them pretty happy. So now I only got to get education, so I considered just putting down a regular board, but I decided against that. Instead, just do a little bit more rock work, so I can have like a little rock with the board on it, which looks pretty nice. Put down the speaker there too, and I put down another board over on this rock face, and then I have the big empty rocks face there that I think I will probably make a custom billboard for eventually and put it there. But I'm not sure what I want to do for that yet. So if you have any suggestions, put them in the comments. So yeah, I do think I'll make a custom billboard though, but I don't know what I want to do for the custom billboard. So I'm putting down donation bins. And then I remember I wanted to add a little waterfall. So I start doing that. That's when I realized I'm broke, and I start thinking of ways to make money. I'm like, I don't want to take out another loan. So I'm just kind of hoping I start getting money, checking my finances, thinking of things to sell. You can just see I'm just like going between like $100 to the negatives, and yeah, I just kind of wait until I have just barely enough money before placing that. And yeah, I am slowly making money in that game, but not that much. So that's the speed build. Enjoy the cinematics. Goodbye.